So hi, welcome to my podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Woo!
Woo! Sorry
Great.
we missed last Monday. Contrary to popular belief that it might have been because it was Glory's birthday, it was actually because I was sick and didn't feel like doing the podcast.
I listened to the entire playlist, and then Shane texted me and said, "Hey, not feeling 100%. Are you cool with not doing the podcast?" And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, no, that's
cool." I had seen you on Discord listening to the playlist, and I was like, "Whoa,
dude!" And I finished that shit, man. But it's okay.
I was like, "Uh-oh." She's like done with that shit. And I just woke up.
Dude, I'm serious about this shit. Yeah, I wake up, I live, I breathe podcast.
Yeah, dude, me too. But you know, in the span of the last 2 weeks, I went to a couple of shows. Last Friday, so the 22nd. So not last Friday, 2 Fridays ago. That's where we're at now. I saw Just Friends, Young Culture, Save Face, and Sad Park in Philadelphia.
Forgot Save Face was on that lineup. That was a little bit of a jump scare.
Yep. I guess you don't really watch our own Instagram stories?
I do. It's just I didn't see them. I probably fucking did, but it's so because you fucking told us like, yeah, we're probably not doing any shows this year, and then they announced that, but then that just in one ear out the other, and then fucking seeing them, I don't know. I was like, that's cool.
Because they're not coming to Virginia.
They're not, so it doesn't matter. Wasn't a real performance.
That was a solid lineup. You know, bunch of homies on the show. We interviewed all the bands that were performing that night, so that was cool. It was cool to see Sad Park. They put on a good performance. Save Face, always a good time. I'm losing count of how many times I've seen Save Face at this point. That was probably the third or fourth time. Young Culture, always a fun time. Always put on a great show. And Just Friends was the best headlining Just Friends set I've seen, because I saw them in New Jersey last year and was not impressed, but there were also 50 people there, and they're very much a band that like thrives off the energy that the crowd is giving them, and it was 50 people that like you'd think they didn't want to be there. So it was quite the interesting show. But Philly, the crowd was into it, they were into it, the vibes were good, everybody was stoked. So they put on a good show. And then this past Saturday, I was back in the beautiful city of Philadelphia seeing the Front Bottoms and Wunderbar.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was an interesting show. Wunderbar, interesting band. Not too sure how I felt about them. The performance was fine, but like
a crazy ass thing to say. That's just funny to me.
Performance was fine, but like wasn't a big fan of the music.
Yeah.
And then the Front Bottoms, you know, their new record rocked. They always put on a good show. Like, as much as like the older records, albeit they've grown on me a lot, are like not my favorite things in the world. They always put on a great show, and he had a funny mic this time, so he had like because that new record opens with that song that's like borderline hyperpop.
Crazy fucking song. So, I still haven't processed that fully yet.
They played that song live. So he had the mic that was doing the effects, and then he just kept using the mic for like other songs that like
that's awesome.
There's no effect on the studio version, but I was like, yeah, you keep using that funny mic. Honestly, the best part of the show was when he sung into the funny mic, and then he would like put the two mics together and sing into the regular mic and the funny mic.
He's just having fun.
He was just fucking around. He was just fucking around at that point. But they always put on a good show. It's always cool to see them in Philly, because the like Philly, New Jersey is kind of you know, their home base, so the shows always go crazy. And then on my calendar, I got the Metalcore Dropouts tour tomorrow, back in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Devils Wear Prada,
Counterparts,
Fit for a King, Counterparts, and Landmarks. very excited for that. That's like the metalcore hella mega right there.
It really is, and I'm really frustrated that I'm not going to that.
And then next week is Pink Shift Dry and Pollyanna. And then the week after that is possibly Don Broco and the home team with Ryan Oakes.
Don't say that to me.
And the Color 8.
Don't say that to me.
Yeah, well, I just did. So what are you gonna do about it?
Let me look at their dates again. Let me look at their dates again. I can figure something out, right, guys? God fucking damn it. They aren't even fucking doing North Carolina. Guys. Was this personal?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to check. Just want to make sure. God fuck.
What are you doing on this weekend, Glory?
Okay, it's still in the works, but if all works out properly, which I think the conversation we had before this kind of sealed it, because that was my one little I would be like, I guess I'm not spending fucking $400 getting there for one day. Kind of crazy.
Now it's settling.
Let me rethink this.
It's settling in.
Wait a minute, I can actually spend that soon. I will be flying to Florida to see Ice Nine Kills at Spookula. So little friends will be there. It'll be a whole thing. They said a short acoustic performance. So that better be like 45 minutes or more. If it's 15 minutes or less, something drastic is going to happen to me. I don't know. I'm not going to say 15 what. Minutes. Don't say that to me. No. I will literally...
I've made this mistake of traveling for the acoustic performance and meet and greet. You know, Long Island twice for water parks, and it's never what you think. It's 15 minutes.
15 minutes. But the thing is, they give us free roam to Hollow Scream, which is a do you know what Hollow Scream is?
No, you're speaking spooky things at me. I don't do that.
So Hollow Scream, do you know what Busch Gardens is?
Yes.
Okay, so it's Busch Gardens. Yeah. Okay. Well, Busch Gardens, but Halloween. Mm-hmm. So it's like it turns into a horror theme park. It's still the same rides and everything, but some are shut down to turn into haunted houses. And then they have scarers out there. Okay. So people who are like dressed up and they're like, God.
It's like the same. Like, it's like what the Six Flags does with the fucking their Halloween thing. I've been to that a couple of years. Not a fan of the whole zombies chasing you thing, but
the concept, yeah. I feel like they go the extra mile over at Six Flags. But this one, it's like, whoo, and it's like, but it's like they're fucking chasing you.
Yeah, they got like dudes that like with chainsaws and shit, and it's like,
it's like actual fear instead of this is so fun. It's like I'm going to probably die.
Pissed myself.
Yeah, no. So I'm very excited because they do that. It's sponsored by Hollow Scream apparently, which is I didn't fucking know they did shit like that. I will also take credit for Ice Nine Kills performing there. I don't care who's management, who's booking agent. I fucking told fucking Busch Gardens 2 years ago. I said, guys, in the next 2 years, you gotta fucking get Ice Nine Kills in there. I'm not even fucking joking with you. And they put me on the phone with the fucking management or whatever. Could have been the fucking janitor. I don't know. And they were like, yeah, okay, we'll make some contacts. We'll see what we can do. And I was like, So where's my share, Spencer? But yeah, I would like to take partial credit for that.
Is this what you do in your free time?
No, I was in my 5 minutes of free time. I was doing work and I was listening to Ink, and I was like, oh my god, Hollow Scream! I love Hollow Scream, and I was like, it was like a 5-minute call.
We gotta start booking more interviews.
Shut the fuck up. This is 2 years ago, so we're already at our peak. So
we were already booking 11 a day. We could have used an extra one though.
It was probably in the middle of an interview. Now that I'm thinking about it, but not in the middle. In between two interviews is what I fucking meant. Not in the middle of fucking whatever. That's it. And then I have and then I have Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah, Ice Nine Kills again.
Oh no, I got my Tyler the Creator. I got Camp Flogna. Yeah. That is my next one after this Spookula weekend. Then I got Camp Flogna. And then I got Ice Nine Kills again. And then I think that's it.
Rounds out your ear. Yeah. This month is decently light. I think the only other thing I've got is the Motionless in White Halloween show.
I'm excited for that one. That should be good.
Yeah, the intimate venue. Should be a good time. But other than that, without my calendar in front of me. Oh, and Latewaves album release show.
Woo, Latewaves!
Yeah.
I do like those guys.
Yeah. So that is my October as of right now.
Awesome.
It's good shit, man. But
good shit.
We missed last week. We're back now, but we did miss a week of music. So we do have 2 weeks of music to talk about, which is a lot.
It's a lot. It was like, what, 6 hours? Almost 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to get up at 8:30 this morning to get started, and still almost didn't finish in time.
That's crazy.
Because, I had 5 hours. I'd work in between.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. And then I was like, oh, no, I work at home. It's like, fuck.
Me and all my meetings today, one AirPod in, one ear listening.
Yep. Hell yeah.
But lots of music to talk about. Obviously, going to get started with the albums. Sincere Engineer dropped a new album, Cheap Grills. We spoke to Sincere Engineer. It is out right fucking now. You can go listen to it. It is a good interview. If you got 15 minutes, go spend it listening to that. This album is fucking solid. I very much enjoyed it. Very much enjoyed the chat. And fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. I also really enjoyed this album as well. I would love to spend more time talking about it, but we do have 7 hours of music. But I fucking love this album. It's solid. It flows very well. And it's good. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, especially that closer, man.
Amen. Doja Cat dropped a new album, Scarlet. I really liked this album, and I'm not afraid to say it. I thought it was solid. I thought it flowed really well. I liked all the different things that she did. The inspiration, it was very easy to kind of pick out by each song who she was inspired by or little parts in it. Like there were parts where I was like, that's Kendrick. I can fucking hear you listen to Big Steppers and you got a little inspired off of that. Thought it was really fucking solid. It went by really quickly. So yeah, I enjoyed Scarlet.
So you said you're not afraid to say it. Is the general public not liking this album?
The general public doesn't like Doja Cat right now. So people are like, boo, Doja Cat, Scarlet, boo. But it's like the people who do like it are very loud about liking it. It's just like I haven't seen many things about it because she kind of isolated herself a little bit.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know much about what she's doing over there, but like wasn't a fan of all what I picked up on what she was saying like on Twitter and shit.
Yeah, she was just being an ass. Yeah, I was like, this is just unnecessary, but it's not me.
I obviously took that opinion and removed it. I still wasn't like a huge fan of the album. It's funny to me that you were like, oh, it went by so fast, because like I was at certain points wishing that it would just end there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't like the pacing of it. I thought that there were certain songs on there that were good. Obviously the opening track is the big single. I like that song. That one's solid. And there's a couple others throughout the record, but I just felt like the pacing of it was very slow, and it felt like it was an hour long.
Really? Was it an hour long?
Yeah, it was 54 minutes.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not even fucking with you.
Yeah.
I genuinely.
It was like I was like, I'm on a fucking time crunch this morning, and I don't need an album to feel like it is as long as it actually is. So like, it was just that like made the experience like that much more painful for me, because I'm like, I have all this music that I have to digest in such a short amount of time. But yeah, just wasn't a huge fan, especially with track 3 just going in being Wet Vagina. I wasn't a fan.
But I fucking get it, because when I saw it I was like, oh no. But then she was like, fucking bring in the drip, and I was like, oh shit.
I mean, okay, like that is fire, but like it's just like her saying Wet Vagina over and over and over
she only
again.
said it like fucking twice. She like fucking said it like twice. I swear on you. I swear.
The 3rd track on the album, I was like, you know what, that's it, I'm good.
That's ridiculous. I can't believe you tapped out at that song. I tapped in at that song. I was like, wait a minute.
You're like, yo, she's cooking.
I was like, no, this is fucking fire.
No, but like it is what it is. I mean, I always I always think that moments like that on albums are funny, even if they're not necessarily meant to be like a funny moment on the record. I always think that moments like that are funny, but overall wasn't a huge fan of the album.
That's fine.
Latewaves dropped their new self-titled album. We spoke to Latewaves. It's out right now. I also work with Latewaves, so I might have a little bit of bias, but I'd say this album's pretty fucking awesome. Very stoked. I'm still upset that I Only Dance at Weddings was not a single, because the first time I heard that song, I texted in the group chat with the band, and I was like, if that song's not a single, I'm going to be very upset, because I think it's my favorite song on the album. But Hurt bangs, Same Air bangs, the other singles, Italian Smokes really grew on me. That was one where I was like, that song took a second for me to really get, but it finally clicked. Frog, Plane. I like the whole fucking album. Who would have thought? I was gonna
say, you're just naming
I'm just naming half the fucking songs on the album. I like this record a lot. Very stoked to have been a part of it. Come to the album release show if you're in New Jersey, October 27th. I'll be there.
Or surrounding areas.
Yeah, or surrounding areas. You get in the car. If you like Glory, just get on a plane and go somewhere.
On a fucking plane. Yeah. I really fucking like this record, and I do not have a bias. I'm familiar with them. We aren't like fucking tight or anything, so this is completely raw. I fucking love this record. I listened to it like a handful of times before the interview because I just let it go on repeat. And I just genuinely enjoyed it. I thought it flowed really well. I don't know, it's just a charming record. Genuinely, just listening to it, I'm like, oh, hey, I can fuck with this. I can vibe with this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's definitely, a sonic shift from the last album. The last one was a lot more pop punk, but they do the alt rock very well.
Yeah, I think this fits them a lot more. Yeah. It works. It works.
And also check out Plane on Spotify's all new Punk.
Oh,
Plane featuring Pollyanna on Spotify's all new Punk. Very stoked about that.
Yeah, both of them in there.
Hey, man.
Hell yeah. Pulses dropped their new album. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Holy shit. I just want to start by saying this is Pulse's fucking best shit ever. Listening to this record.
Are you only saying that because you're on it?
Ha! I was gonna bring that up. Actually, no. I thought it was like their best shit before they told me that. Yeah. Because it's such a fucking hidden ass feature.
I'm just busting balls.
I know. But genuinely, this shit is their best work yet. It is immaculate. All the record, all the fucking songs on there. Fuck, I had a 3-way run. I think it was Run the Ghouls, Loafers, and Ain't Got No Ceiling. I think those were the 3 that I pointed out in the interview that will be coming out this Friday.
Yes.
That was my favorite sequence that they put together. Loafers with the White Socks. Holy shit. I love everything. I love everything about it. It's such a funky record, and I love how everyone like introduces themselves and has their own little parts and then takes, each other's parts, and it's all just kind of like woven together. My song is Take a Look, Y'all. I don't know if you want to listen to it or whatever. It's a really fucking good track. Again, it was one of my favorites off of the record. And then they were like, hey, there's something special about this song as well. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Solid fucking record. Sounds amazing, clean as shit. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this album was incredible. You shout out what I was going to shout out as well. The 3-track run in the way the album opens with the way that those songs just run seamlessly into each other. And I mean, Pulses, they've always done a great job at the track sequencing and the flow and having tracks flow into each other. But that's one of the best.
Pristine.
Yeah. Incredible. Honestly, I love Honestly, which is weird for me because it is like the slower song off the record, but it's just such an incredible song. And also with it wasn't supposed to be like this running into, but it is. I love like the 2-part outro track, the 2-part last 2 songs with, and then Carson from the Callous Cowboys being on that song and getting to hear him fully sing, and there's no fucking Carson chaos on this song.
So strange.
Yeah, I always love when a feature is able to pull an artist out of what they normally are doing. As much as I would have loved them to have Carson just screaming his head off on this song, he crushes the clean vocals, and fits in very well to the song as well as everybody else that is on the record. They did a great job selecting the features. There are a lot of people on here. There are a lot of people on some of these songs, like singular songs. There's 3 people on top of the band. So overall, very, very solid album. Check it out if you haven't already. and the interview will be out Friday. It was a good time. The interview got crashed by one of the people that are on the album. Ooh. And then Glory finds out that she's featured on the album in the interview.
I'm like,
and it's a great time. Always a good time. They always keep us on our toes. There's always something that happens in the interview. This is now the second interview that they've crashed.
Exactly. It's fucking beautiful. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the next one.
Code Orange dropped a new album, The Above. Gloria and I were actually texting about this earlier. It is quite the interesting album. Yeah. Definitely. So pretty much from the get-go, it's kind of been like known that like Code Orange is kind of going in a slightly more mainstream direction off of, because their last album, the last full length in 2020, because there's that weird ass remix album that came out this year that I wasn't a fan of and we didn't talk about because I couldn't even get through it myself, so I wasn't going to subject Glory to that as well, and also myself to finishing it. Was so chaotic, very, very industrial, and there are definitely those moments on this record, but there is definitely a mainstream-ish kind of twist on those songs as well as the rest of the album. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but you're looking at me weird, so I'm concerned as to what you have to say. But it's not a bad thing because I think that the album as a whole is solid. I mean, if you're going into it expecting what they did on their last album, I mean, you're going to get that at certain moments on the record, but you're not going to get that throughout the entire thing. I mean, you know that just listening to the singles. I think the singles did a good job of kind of showing what this album was going to be like. I still don't like Mirror.
Still not a fan.
Still don't like that song, but overall, I think it's a solid album. I'm stoked to spend more time with it. But I'm not like, I wasn't like the biggest fan of them going into this. Like, I liked the last record, but I'm not like a fucking die-hard ride or die for Code Orange kind of thing. So it's just like, I kind of knew where this was going based on like people being like, Code Orange, we're selling out and all this shit. And it's like, they're still at their core what they're doing in an industrial metal band. They're fucking kind of blowing up just like a smidge. Like they blew up off the last album and we all kind of knew that this is where this was gonna go. Like, it is what it is. I mean, they played Coachella for fuck's sake. Like,
that was crazy. I did forget for a minute that happened. I was like,
we all knew where this was going. Yeah.
Okay. It's crazy to me that you said that there's like a mainstream twist to this, because listening to this, I was like, this is so fucking zoned in on chaos and just mainstream. Okay, when I think mainstream, I think fucking Octane, radio, like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I cannot see, not in a mean way, just in a, I don't think it's mainstream way. I can't see a good chunk of these songs on mainstream. Maybe if I re-listen to it like 3 more times, I can be like, no, okay, that one could please a couple people. But it's just like, it's such a fucking chaotic record. And they do so much shit on every single song. Like, there were moments where I thought it was a new song, but I was only halfway through the fucking song. And I was like, why the fuck are they fucking singing a ballad and then having fucking ratchets being hit on a fucking drum or whatever the fuck? There was just so much shit to take in with this record. I need to listen to a couple more times. I'm not mad at it. I thought it was cool. Like the first fucking song, my friend fucking said, dude, that new Code Orange album is awesome. I was like, I can't wait to listen to it. 2 hours later, I followed up. I was like, dude, this intro is fucking crazy. What the fuck is happening?
On the note of like the mainstream sound, it's not necessarily like at its core what they're doing, because like, as I said in my big long rant tangent, they're still at their core what they are, which is an industrial metal band. But I feel like it's more so in the production and the mix and the master and all that shit, because it's like cleaner sounding. The last album was a little bit like on the grungier side, a little bit more on that industrial sounding side, whereas this is still that sound, but is a lot more polished. And I also feel like the last album, there weren't as many moments as this album where they, whereas there's that mainstream
potential.
The mainstream potential. There's still plenty of songs on this album that are quote unquote deep cuts that like the fans would enjoy, as long as you're not like on the bandwagon of, oh, they've sold out, because they played Coachella or whatever. Shut up. but that's where I was going with it. Not so much in this, because it's plenty chaotic. Like, dude, you definitely get your fix, but there's also songs on here like Mirror, and even the song with Take Shape, the one with Billy Corgan, which was one of the singles that are a little bit more on that. That song was a little bit more on the calmer side, and Mirror is the slow cut off the album.
Yeah. Okay. Heard. Understood. Agree to disagree. Yeah. Still, I guess. Yeah. Because, well, actually, no, because you still liked the record.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, there's no agree to disagree.
I agree with what you were saying. I was just clarifying what I was saying. The mainstream part of it.
And once you explained that and said no, it's the mixing. I was like, oh shit, yeah, no, absolutely. It's a lot more polished. It's a lot more clean. It's a lot more refined. Yeah, I can see that. I agree.
It's like they somehow were able to like make the chaos like appeal to a mass audience.
Exactly. Somehow they fucking did it. It's crazy. It's crazy as hell. But yeah, great record. Fucking loved all the chaos. Addison Grace dropped a new album, Diving Lessons, not driving lessons.
No,
diving lessons.
And we spoke to Addison. The interview is out right now. It came out this past Friday when the album came out. Always a great time chatting with Addison. It was our second time. And this one was even better than the first. We really got into the record here, really got into the nitty gritty. So if you like this album or you check it out after this and you like it, highly recommend the interview. It's a great time.
Absolutely.
But this album was incredible. Obviously, we'll talk about it in the interview. But this album is fucking everywhere because like we knew Addison is one thing. The EP that we spoke about was very much 5 songs that were one thing,
one sound.
Yes. And then this album opens with not even fucking anything remotely close to that.
Nothing. So it's like fucking straight out the door. You're like, okay, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. What changed? There's plenty of like the acoustic stuff on this album, but there is also pop, hyper pop, all sorts of crazy shit sprinkled throughout this album, and it's not just like there is a good chunk of the album that is still the acoustic stuff, but the pop and the hyper pop are so tastefully blended into the track list. I mean, obviously the album opens with like a what the fuck is happening, and like I think that's great because like it had my attention. Like we were already locked in. We were talking to Addison no matter what, but that just was like, all right, you fucking got me paying attention to this album front to back now.
We gotta fucking talk about this shit.
Yeah. So I thought that was a great spot for a great way to start off the album. Just be like, nah, look at what I do now. And even on the acoustic songs, there's a lot more electronic elements, a lot more synths, and we talked about that in the interview. But an incredible album, a great debut for sure.
Absolutely. You took fucking everything, even the synth note.
As I do.
But talk about I feel like this is undeniably an album that goes really quickly. That fucking, because I looked up, it felt like 5 minutes. I looked up and I was already like more than halfway through the album. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on? Like effortlessly, just a smooth ass album. Beautiful. Fucking love the record. My favorite run off the record is actually Fish to Bath. Those 4. Thought it was just crazy. Those were the ones that made it go extra fast. So yeah, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Meet Me at the Altar dropped the deluxe edition of their album, Past, Present, Future. All of the songs, there's 4 songs. 3 of them were announced as singles. We talked about 2 of them. We had skipped the cover because we don't normally cover. So the only quote unquote new song is Changes. I'm still, when we talked about Strangers, I was like, wait, fuck, I think I like this more than like most of the album, and I still stand by that. I think that Strangers is a great song, and I also like Changes a good bit. So glad that the album was expanded on. Still kind of digesting what happened. I know it's September and the album came out in March, but I'm still trying to like digest the sound change here. But I like those songs, so stoked on the deluxe edition. And I know we didn't cover the cover when it was a single, but I do like that as well.
Exactly. I've never seen Freaky Friday, so you could have told me that like it was a brand new song, and I would have been like, hell yeah. Yeah. Neither of us fucking seen it. So to me, it was a new track.
Yeah, it was great.
I didn't know it was a cover until I looked at the track list, and I was like, oh, okay, you guys didn't write that.
Yeah.
Thought it was a great couple B-sides. Fucking loved it. And it was definitely, there was one song where I was like, damn, that's funky. I think it was Changes. Yeah, it's fucking Changes. Holy shit, that bass line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It's so fucking good. So that is my favorite track off the, I would say, album overall. That's one that I immediately, as soon as I fucking heard that bass line, I was like, okay, you're going into my playlist right now. Awesome. I keep wanting to call it an EP because I see 4 and I'm like, that's an EP, but it's fucking deluxe record.
Yeah.
Sleeping with Sirens dropped a deluxe version of their album, Complete Collapse. This only had one song.
Well, it had a bunch of acoustics, but those are also things that we don't cover. Yeah.
We don't do that.
Yeah, we don't. So there were acoustic songs on the album, but the only new track is Don't Let the Party Die. So
yeah, that's it.
I think that's a solid song. I am getting a little, because this is now the second record in a row that they've done the deluxe edition with one new song that it winds up being a single and then a bunch of acoustic songs, and getting a little sick of that. But the extra song that they include always fucking rocks, so I can't even be mad because this song goes fucking crazy.
I wasn't the biggest fan of this song. And I'm not saying that because you loved it. It's just, I listened to it and I was like, I'm not impressed. It felt like a B-side. If it was on the record, I would probably accept it and be like, oh, that fits. It fits. But it's just, I don't know. It didn't feel right.
Yeah, I think part of it for me is that the album is now a year old. I loved the album when it came out. I spent a lot of time with it, but it has been a second since I've come back to it. So I'm like removed from it in a sense.
Gotcha.
So it's like, yes, now that you say that and I put it with the rest of the album, like, yes, it is not as strong of a song as the rest of the album because the album is honestly incredible.
Yeah.
But I'm also just stoked that there's a new Sleeping with Sirens song. So like,
and that's completely fair to celebrate. I can't be mad at that.
You can't diss me for that one.
No, absolutely not. Fuck yeah.
But yeah, that's I liked it. So
yeah. I know. Fuck you. Fuck you.
My opinion versus yours.
Get out of here.
Taylor Acorn dropped a new EP, Certified Depressant. We spoke to Taylor. It was a great time. The interview is out right now.
Fucking love that interview.
You can go check that out. Fuck yeah. This EP is fucking awesome. I said it in the interview. I'll say it here too. Was almost getting nervous that there wasn't going to be a full project, whether it be an EP or an album, because you know we had been in talks with her team like a year and a half ago, and it was like. We'll wait until because like you know we were told you know an EP is gonna be coming. We're like we'll hold off until then. You know it's always worth talking about the EP versus just a single. Get more out of the conversation. Absolutely. And then it was like a year went by and I was like,
hey guys,
where is it? Where is it? I'm getting nervous here. And then she finally announced the EP, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, man! Fuck yeah!" So, and even she had said in the interview, it was like we didn't like. It was like one point it was an album, one point it was an EP, one point it was singles. You know, so. But very, very stoked, and I'm glad that you had picked up during the interview that like this is a concept EP, which means that it is not just a collection of 8 songs thrown together. There's actually a concept.
There was a lot of thought put into it.
And I appreciate that so much because like we take away the track listing question for EPs because normally it's just like a collection of songs. And that's fine. You know, there's that it is what it is. But the fact that there's a concept behind it, I was just like blown away that you picked up on that because you know obviously now that you fucking said it to me I'm like I got it, but like you were just like I think there's a concept going on here, and she's like there is.
I was like these 3 songs are telling a story. Is this true? Because I was a little scared asking that because you know a majority of the time when we talk about EPs, as you said, it's usually just these are just songs that I didn't want to put on the last album or I just wanted them to be out or something. And I was like, please fucking tell me this is a concept. and thankfully it was. Fucking love this record so much. My favorite is the 3-run of Famous Last Words, Psycho, and Coma. Fucking
Psycho
brilliant.
Is so hard.
I was gonna say Psycho in particular is my personal favorite. It's just so fun. And it's so dark. And I love it. And I'm like, oh, I'm dancing to this. I probably shouldn't be dancing to this, but I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this record.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Sleep Theory dropped a new EP, Paper Hearts.
And we spoke to Sleep Theory. It is out right now. A great time. This EP is fucking awesome. You know, and I'm glad that we got to do the interview with them, because I was kind of under the impression that they just like came out of nowhere, that like, you know, they posted on TikTok, Numb blew up, it got picked up by Octane, and the rest is history. But like, to talk to them and you know, they had been grinding, you know, for a couple of years behind the scenes putting this together. You know, the band's been formed for a couple of years before they even started putting the stuff out. I mean, they put the first song out and it didn't get what they wanted, so they just put it out again. They
fucking took it back, and then put it back out
and did it again, which is awesome. But all the success is so deserved. You know, all the TikTok, all the Octane airplay, and you know, the fact that some of their first shows as a band were just opening for Shinedown, like, it's not half bad. You know, obviously I'm with the general public in the fact that I think Numb is a fantastic song. You know, that's the one that kind of, you know, popped them off. But Gone or Staying is also an incredible song. But I'm a big fan of this full EP. I'm glad that there is a full project out there, and I'm stoked to see what this band does next, because I hope that this is just the beginning, you know?
Yes. I feel like it is easily just the beginning. I feel like Sleep Theory is going to be like one of those big names out there where it's just like, hey, you remember when they dropped that EP? It's going to be like, oh shit, yeah, they were babies then. But it's just like, I don't know. There's a vibe with this fucking band. It's
coming.
Just like, it's inevitable. Because when your shit is this good and you've been in the industry that long and you know what to do and how you want to be perceived, that shit's easy. They're gonna fucking crush it. I'm very excited to see that all play out. But yeah, this EP is incredible. I don't have any notes for it. Genuinely just a fucking solid EP.
Yeah, hell yeah. Catch Your Breath and Echo dropped their new single Mirror. When Catch Your Breath announced this song, they're like, we're putting out a little something different for this next song. Hope you guys still like it. And this is not what I was expecting when they said something different, because like, obviously it starts out and it's like, okay, yeah, this is what I expect, and then like there's just a rap part in the middle, and like like it almost goes like From Ashes to New at one point.
It did feel like From Ashes to New. I thought it was from fucking Ashes to New.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, they weren't fucking around when they said that. Like a minute into the song, I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna eat all my words on this one. But this song's awesome. I'm so stoked for this album. It comes out this month. Finally, it feels like forever, because you know, Dial Tone popped off at the top of the year, and we've just been patiently waiting since then. So stoked for this album to finally be out.
Absolutely. As I said, I thought this song was from Ashes to New, because I wasn't looking. I was just kind of, I had it on and I was listening to it, and I was like, oh cool, but didn't they just okay, what's going on here? I look, it's Catch Your Breath, I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is not at all what they've done ever. So yeah, it's cool to see that sound, that influence in their music. I think they did it very well. I don't know, I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Games We Play dropped a new single, Pretty Boy. Sad ass song.
Yes.
Fucking great sounding song though. If I ignored the lyrics, I could probably fucking groove a little bit to this, but good song. Really enjoyed it.
He did announce that the album that was going to be coming out on Friday is delayed until early 2024, you know, citing the fact that he's not 100% excited about the album, doesn't feel 100% like him, and doesn't want the story to end where it ends, and you know, wants the album to also show him, you know, moving past what the album is about and getting better. So totally understand that. Definitely bummed that the album is not coming out on Friday, because we were very stoked to hear it and talk about it. Been patiently waiting for it. But this,
you especially, you're a big fucking fan, man.
But this song fucking rocks. You know, as Glory said, happy sounding song, very sad topic. I feel it's kind of been the vibe for for this album.
For the majority of this,
except the song that the album was announced with, "Too Young." But yeah, this is a great song, and I'm stoked. When the album, everything in the back end gets reorganized and a new release date is out there. I'm stoked for that. Patiently, I can wait a couple more months. That's okay.
Just a few more months.
Yeah.
Just a few more months. We're almost there.
Early 2024. We are sticking you to that though.
Exactly. If that shit fucking moves, I probably won't do anything. I'll just be like,
we'll just patiently wait. It's okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sharia Moore dropped a new single, Storm. We got a little bit of an acoustic-ish Sharia Moore vibe here. And it's a great song. Although I am very upset that they didn't give Ronnie a drum solo. Brendan didn't get a guitar solo. It's fucked up.
Out of here.
It's fucked up.
It's ridiculous.
Trey didn't get the scat on the song. The whole thing is fucked up. Like, why doesn't this sound like a Korn song?
Exactly.
Like, seriously. Like, I'm so fucking pissed off about that.
No, why the fuck didn't it sound like a Korn song? What the fuck's going on, guys?
What do you mean? What do you mean you guys made an acoustic song? That's so fucked.
That's fucking ridiculous. You guys should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. Fucking jokes aside, I thought this was a solid ass track. Yeah. I love anything Sharia Moore does. Anything that has their fucking name on it. I'm fucking I love these guys. I just realized I said fucking like 5 times in a row.
That's so fucking cool, man.
It's so fucking awesome. No, but I love Sharia Moore. Genuinely, they're doing so good. They're in their stride right now. It feels just with the songs that they've been putting out. Always very proud. Love these guys a lot. Great ass song.
Oh yeah. The EP comes out on October 20th. Very excited for that. All joking aside, the song is great. But Brendan, I did reply to your tweet saying that Brent or Ronnie should have gotten a drum solo, and then you did at Casey and say that this would be a great TikTok idea. So I am waiting.
Exactly. We're patiently waiting to see that happen. And whatever money you make from the TikTok, send it over. Ryan Oakes dropped a new single, Chuck Taylor's. They shit banged. I think this is my favorite thing that he's done. I don't know. It hit different than everything else he's put out. Yeah.
It had that new metal vibe to it. And
it did.
You know how I feel for about my new metal. I've been patiently waiting for this song though, because he's been teasing on TikTok for a minute, and like his shit pops up on our For You page every single time I go on TikTok at 1 a.m.
We can't avoid him. Like, it's not like we're trying to avoid him, but if we were, it would be impossible.
Because he's always like one or two, and I always watch the fucking videos because the content is great and the songs are great. But
it's always fun.
Yeah. So I've been patiently waiting for the song, because like the first time I heard it, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be hit, and it's not just gonna be like the verse that's on TikTok and the rest of it a dud, because that's just not what happens with this fucking guy. He cooks for the whole song, and this is no exception. This song is amazing.
Absolutely.
Save Face dropped a new single, Found Dead at the Crime Scene. I actually heard this song live before I listened to it. Subtle Flex Glory.
I'm not talking to you for the rest of the podcast.
No? How are we going to do the podcast then?
I'm going to say my take, you say your take. I'm not going to fucking interact
well, I think you actually just talked to me by answering my question.
Well, it's starting now.
But this song was great. Save Face is doing their thing, and I'm here for it. This song fucking slaps.
Save Face on top. Fucking love this band. Anything they do. I'm actually not a big fan.
No, that's not a Save Face hoodie.
Fan. No, that's not
a Korn hoodie.
Fucking Save Face. It's Korn hoodie. Fucking love Korn. We love Korn on this podcast. I got fucking Tyler fucking behind me, and then I have their set list literally right there. So no, I'm not a big fan at all.
Never heard of the band, actually.
Never, ever, actually. I fucking love this song. I need to listen to it more. Fuck, was this announced with something?
No,
it's just a song, right?
Yeah.
Fucking awesome track. Thanks guys, made my day, made my week.
Oh yeah.
Amen. Can this count as my album of the year? I gotta keep this joke running. I don't fucking keep it running. It wasn't a joke 2 years ago when it came out, when fucking Another Kill for the Highlight Reel came out, but it was last year. Rain City Drive dropped a new single, Frozen. I really like this song. I really fucking like this song a lot. Rain City Drive. This one got me moving a little bit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the song bangs. Hoping that it's the start of a new EP album cycle, whatever it may be. And hell yeah, they're out right now. They're out on tour. I believe are they out on that Dance Gavin Dance tour? Because I know that they were doing
they were just at Swanfest.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure they are on that tour. They're on tour.
So they're out on tour right now with Dance Gavin Dance. You can go hear this new banger live. But yeah, very stoked to see what comes next.
Absolutely.
Yeah, America Part 2 dropped a new single, Crest. I do work with America Part 2.
No way.
Might be a little bit of bias. I don't know. I'm just fucking around, man. This song rocks. Stoked for the album to come out next Friday. And hell yeah, I'm not going to say too much because I'll just talk about the album.
It's okay. I loved this track. I really do like what America Part 2 is doing now. I think they're crushing it right now. Very excited to talk about the album, listen to the album, and should be good.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Magnolia Park, Ethan Ross, and Platinum dropped a new single, Animal. I'm trying to figure out if this is brand spanking new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Okay.
Yeah, I was getting tripped up too because they just did a song with Ethan Ross that was on the EP. But this is off of the next Halloween mixtape that comes out at the end of the month. Yeah. Which we say it every single time, but the output of music is fucking crazy, and the fact that it's all quality is also nuts. I
don't fucking know how they do it, but yeah, the Ethan Ross definitely tripped me up because I was like, whoa, because I heard his voice and I was like, oh, did they remix Do or Die? But it was like, no, this is a new track, and I was like, okay, but this is strange. It's already at fucking 1 million plays. You see that shit?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh no, this is a remix, but no, it's 1 million plays already.
Yeah.
They're fucking crazy. I thought this track was great. I did tell them in the interview, I was like, it's pretty corpse husband inspiration here because that's what I'm picking up. And they're like, yeah. So I think it's okay for me to be like, I'm picking up that corpse husband inspiration just a little bit again. I fucking love it because I am a fan of his music. Ooh, I know, I can hear it. But yeah, I love this track.
Hell yeah. Charlotte Sands dropped her new single, Use Me, announced her new record coming out in January. Debut album. Very excited about that. This song fucking bangs. She's out there crushing on tour right now with the band Camino and Bad Sons. What a fucking tour that is. And then she's going over to the UK to tour with 5 Seconds of Summer. So not a bad end to the year for her. Very excited for this album though. Stoked to see what else we get off of it.
Absolutely. This song, you can tell by the title, it's gonna be a little sad. But still sounded great. Very excited for the record and very excited to see her on tour with Five Sauce. I like the picks that they've been doing for their openers. I think it's fucking awesome. Hollow Front dropped a new single, Breaking Teeth. Holy shit, what a fucking ass kicker and shaker. There was a lot of fucking ass kicking and shaking going on while listening to this fucking track.
I was kicking ass and shaking ass at the same time.
Exactly. It's fucking multitasking, right? It's crazy, yeah. Great song though. It's just fucking insane. Hollow Front, you guys are cool.
Dude, cool this fucking song goes crazy. Album comes out at the end of the month. Very excited for that. They don't miss. Every single song thus far has been a fucking banger. Stoked for the album. Of Mice and Men dropped a new single, Indigo. Very stoked on this song. And hell yeah, it fucking rocks.
Hell yeah. I thought this was great. I loved it. Yeah.
I was spacing out a little bit there because I fucked up the album release date once, so I had to check. It comes out this Friday. Fuck yeah, we finally get to hear the full thing. I didn't want to speak too soon and then it come out at the end of the month like every other fucking album.
Yeah.
Like coming out this fall. Yeah. It's all coming out on the 27th. So, but it comes out this Friday. Very stoked. Loving the song. Stoked for the album. Let's fucking go.
Awesome. Hell yeah. I fucking love this track. I like this silly little band. Blink-182 dropped 2 new songs. Singles. Fuck. One of them was One More Time. Oh my god. And the second one was More Than You Know. I don't know why my brain was tripping up so bad with that. It was very difficult for me to read One More Time. My brain couldn't get around it. One More Time, sad as fuck. I didn't even fucking grow up listening. Well, I did kind of grow up listening to Blink, but I wouldn't say grew up. But I was fucking listening. I was tearing up a little bit because I was like, holy shit, one more time, guys.
Yeah.
More Than You Know is fucking awesome, but Jesus Christ, guys.
Yeah, two songs that I didn't quite expect from Blink-182 because I didn't, you know, I know the hits, but they weren't a band like I grew up around, so like I know them for their funny dick jokes, and like I just saw them live and they made funny dick jokes the whole night, and then like One More Time is like a very personal song.
Yeah.
And More Than You Know is definitely a little bit popular and in that pop punk vein, but not close to like what Edging was, like what they came back with.
That was crazy.
Yeah, a little bit more like a modern, like almost kind of mature-ish take on their pop punk sound, which is not what I was expecting.
Weird. Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where this album goes because we've got 3 different sonic things, but we'll know at the end of the month because like every other fucking band in the scene, they're all putting out their albums at the end of the month, so we're gonna be very busy.
And are they keeping their album cover a secret?
I feel like they are. It probably isn't done. Like let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Yeah, I thought this was I love these tracks. I had a fucking thought that I wanted to say. I can't think of it right now. But I don't know. Just imagine I said something like really insightful and awesome.
Insert insightful glory quote here. Editor Shane. Yeah, Editor Shane, get on that one. Silent Planet dropped their new single Anunaki. Dude, this fucking shit rips. I am so stoked for this album. It comes out in 4 weeks. I only know that because they just tweeted that it comes out in 4 weeks.
Thanks, guys.
I believe it's the first week of November that it comes out. But I am very excited for this album because this single rips. We've been big fans of all the singles thus far. I'm just jumping the gun and assuming you like this one, but
absolutely. I mean, dude, come on.
It was a fucking ripper.
It was fucking awesome. I do enjoy some Silent Planet. But yeah, fucking well done, guys. Well done. Against the Current dropped a new single. Fuck. Oh my god. Silent Stranger. This song fucking banged. I like Against the Current. I like this track.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, this song was a fucking banger. Very, very excited. Another banger. Very, very excited that we got another song. It's been a minute. The last one came out around their U.S. tour. Now they're kind of finishing up their world tour and doing the rest of the world for the rest of the year. So I'm hoping that leads into EP album, whatever it may be. But I was hoping for at least something. We didn't really get much in between the time, but that's okay. I get it. They weren't on the road, you want to drop music when you're on the road. That's all well and good. But whatever it may be, I need it now.
Yeah, now.
Yeah. The Callous Boys dropped a new single, Pushing the Pink Envelope. New EP comes out this month. That's the theme of this episode. New projects by the end of the month.
All of these are to be continued. Basically.
Basically tune back in on the 23rd and the 30th, and we will be talking about a lot of albums and probably not a lot of singles.
23rd and the 30th. Yeah. Damn, I'm gonna be in a hotel for both of those. Holy shit, that's gonna be a fucking whirlwind. Callous Boys, you did it again. I was a little worried with the last track. I won't lie, because I was like, this is not as heavy as I want it to be. Not as heavy, not as chaotic. I'm pretty sure is what I said. I was like, this feels a little strange. This fucking track, I couldn't keep up, and I fucking loved them for it. They do so much shit, and it's so loud, and it's so in your face. God bless the Callous Boys.
So true. Yeah. This fucking song goes crazy. I'm stoked to hear the third and final song off of the EP in a couple weeks. But dude, they just keep crushing it. It's crazy to hear Carson twice on the same playlist. One time he's screaming his head off, and one time he's singing and like harmonizing with the guy's impulses.
Beautiful bird, a fucking beautiful bird, bro. Yeah.
Both sides of the same coin.
And Carson, if you're fucking listening to this, check your DMs.
Let's chat about the EP.
Troye Sivan dropped a new single, Got Me Started. Troye Sivan, you did it again. I fucking love this guy. I've been following him since like fucking 2017 or something. Big fan. Really like this track. I've been listening to Rush a lot more recently. It's just I just put it on. I just keep that shit on loop. It loops so well. But this song will definitely be thrown into the rotation. I really like the sound change that he's going for. I don't know if you listened to Bloom. I'm gonna assume you didn't listen to Bloom, his last record, but it is very atmospheric. It's very just like you listen to it in a quiet room type of record where it's kind of echoey and it kind of like it's just like that big sound. This is obviously a lot more house pop, kind of like that type of sound. So a very like fucking steep genre change. But I think he's pulling it off and I think it works very well. I do miss songs like fucking like 17 where it's just kind of like that like quiet but kind of like strong sounding song. Yeah. I don't know. But hey, I'll listen to 17 if I want 17.
Exactly, it's there. Yeah. No, didn't listen to Bloom. I had to look because I was like, I know we've covered a project of his in the past, but we had it was post sound change by that point because that was definitely more just into kind of what he's doing now, which is just it was like teetering on the edge. There was plenty of pop in there where I was like, I like this. Now he's just like went full blown into like the just full blown fucking pop
house,
with the house influence as well. Stoked on the song, stoked to see what comes next. Dying Wish dropped their new single Path to Your Grave. New record comes out also it would be in 5 weeks because it's November 10th.
Damn.
Yeah, I think because of the Philly show, I believe, is on album release day. I could be wrong though. Very, very excited. Fucking song rips, and I'm stoked for what comes next because the rollout so far has been fucking incredible. Every single song has been a banger.
Absolutely. It did scare me with the last track because I wasn't a big fan of it. I remember being like, I'm sorry guys, I love you, but I just didn't really like this track. I really like this track, so they brought it back. I guess you can't like everything. Again, probably like at the record, it'll probably make sense and it'll probably sound good. But yeah, I really fucking liked this one. Vocally, again, always fucking deliver. Instrumentally, I thought it was fucking crazy. I loved it.
And the album actually comes out in 4 weeks, November 3rd. I had to look it up. I got confused because my Philly show, I still have to get tickets, but I'll be there, is November 10th, a week after the album comes out. Fridays.
Oh, so you were counting on that.
Yeah, Fridays.
That's fair. Yeah. Damn. Loveless dropped a new single, Picasso. Loveless? You did something with this one.
They're cooking, yeah.
They fucking did some shit with this one. I don't know what they fucking put in it, but keep putting that shit in there. I don't know. Everything Loveless does, Julian knows how to fucking write an earworm. And it's getting a little frustrating because it's like, it's almost too easy for them. And I'm like, but it's well like deserved because his vocals are crazy, fucking instrumental, the instruments are crazy, but and then the lyrics are fucking crazy where it's just you can't get it out of your head. I love this little band so much. I say little, they're taking over. But yeah, I love this. I love these guys.
Yeah, this song is fucking incredible. I expected nothing less. I mean, the day Loveless misses is going to be a sad, sad day.
Yeah, we will not be doing the podcast.
Yeah, we'll be mourning. But yeah, this song is incredible. Very stoked to see, where this goes, what comes next, all that shit.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
New Year's Day dropped their new single, Vampire. I was concerned that we lost them there for a second because they've been a minute.
Fucking gone.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah. But they're going to be going out later this year with Ice Nine Kills and In This Moment. I'm very excited about that because I haven't seen this band since 2019 with In This Moment, Motionless in White. And it's crazy to think that Motionless in White was not co-headlining on that tour.
They were opening?
They were direct support. But they
Motionless?
Yeah. I mean, like, they basically played the same set, but like the way the billing was, it was technically In This Moment's tour because Motionless was only on the last couple of dates.
It was like Bring Me the Horizon and Fall Out Boy's tour, where it's like it was basically a co-headliner.
Yeah,
but it's just they were technically
the way it was. Yeah, the way it was built. Yeah. So,
gotcha.
So yeah, it's been a minute, and I also saw him on the tail end of that tour, and Ash's vocals were like they were getting a little rough because it was a long ass tour, and Jersey was one of the last shows. So very excited to see them. It is, as I said, very long time. This song fucking bangs. And hope that this is finally the start of what is hopefully, either an EP or an album cycle.
Please. Very excited to see them live. I am seeing. Obviously, I already mentioned that.
And Avatar, man, what a crazy lineup.
No, I'm so excited for Avatar in particular. Like, Iceland Kills, go Iceland, fuck yourself. I don't care. Avatar, shut up. You're telling me I get another chance to see Avatar? I'm so excited,
dude.
I love Avatar. And fucking New Year's Day. I remember New Year's Day was like one of the first big bands that we got on the podcast. And I remember being so scared.
Shitting ourselves.
Literally, because it was like 2020, early 2020.
Chatting about an album that came out in 2019.
Yeah. And it was just, we were scared. We were fucking shitless.
And that's why we need a new record, so that we can do the do an interview where we're not pooping ourselves beforehand.
And I'm not running on 48 hours without sleep.
Yeah, you had decided right before the New Year's Day interview, you were like, you know what sounds good right now? An all-nighter.
2 in a row. Like, you guys won't believe this. It was fucking One Direction's 10-year anniversary. You can't blame me. I don't regret it.
Yeah. Well, you were sipping the Kool-Aid in the delusion that they were going to go on tour in the middle of a pandemic. So like,
they didn't do shit. They gave us new photos. I was so fucking mad. It's like, we already had these. It's okay. It's whatever. Great song. Very excited to hear it live. Should be awesome. Awesome. Hell yeah. Jaden Seeley and the Rex dropped a new single, Day Job. I'm gonna be honest. Can I be honest?
You can be as honest as you want.
From the promo, the little clips, I wasn't a fan of the song. I sent it to Shane and I was like, oh no.
I was like, Laura, you're wrong.
Exactly. He literally fucking said that to me. And I was like, oh no, I love Jordan. So I can't fucking do this. Fucking pulled through. I listened to it. I was like, okay, Jaden, you fucking brought it back, because it's so catchy, and the Rex added a good part to it. It's just, it worked really well. But for a second, I was like, Jaden, you're scaring me, because this is your debut solo shit, and I'm not a big fan of the clip, and I'm a big fan of you, and obviously massive fucking fan of With Confidence. So I was like, this is not With Con, which is like, I've already accepted that. With Con, rest in peace. But I was like, Jaden, don't do this to me. But it was fine. It's good.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's still doing music. Like, obviously, he's taken a career in producing, and he's been crushing that. But I'm glad to see that he'll still be putting out music, because he is a great songwriter, a great performer, a great vocalist. Yeah. So very, very glad that we are still getting Jaden music, although With Con is no longer a band. This song fucking bangs. I mean, I knew it was gonna rock. I had to talk Lori into it. Normally it's the other way around.
Yeah.
This time I was like, Lori, it's gonna be okay. Just check it out when it comes out.
I was like, okay.
But my only gripe is that he is not saying fancy water. He's saying fizzy water.
Fizzy water.
Yeah.
You keep correcting it, and I'm like, I don't know what to fucking tell you, man. I didn't do it.
There is no way that guy is saying fancy water. It's fizzy water.
It's fizzy water. Meet me underneath the palm tree. See, I fucking know it now.
Yeah, because it fucking goes hard.
Exactly. It's fucking Jaden.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Sum 41 dropped their new single, Landmine's first single off their upcoming double album, which will be their last release as a band, as they will be, going on a world tour and calling it quits sometime in the next year and a half, 2 years. We'll see how long it rides
just kept
out.
Getting extended.
Well, because something tells me the album isn't coming out by the end of the year, and that they're not doing a world tour by the time that the year's over. And delays happen. World tours sometimes they do. They spend a full year, and it's also a double album. So like, they could get 2 fucking tours out of it if they drop one half and then the other half.
Oh my god! I'm just saying, think they're trying to do all that.
There's a lot, and like, I feel like sometimes, especially like on an arena level, like the world tours, they get away with just like splitting it 1 year is the US, 1 year is the rest of the world.
Yeah, they do.
Unless you're Olivia Rodrigo and you're just like, actually, I'm going to do half the US and then I'm going to just fucking leave and then
exactly.
come back.
Bye.
And I'm not going to label that on the poster. I'm just going to, 1 second you'll be in California, the next second you're going to be in France, and you're going to have to figure it the fuck out. And then I just pick it back up in Philly. And you're probably going to miss Philly on the poster because you skipped over half the dates, and now I'm back in California. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's all fucking overlaid.
But yeah, this joking aside, this song goes hard. They signed to Rise Records to put out this double album. And stoked to see what comes out. What we've been knowing about the double album for a while, so I'm glad that it's finally starting to roll out.
Very excited, but also very sad. I have mixed feelings about this project because Sum 41 is a very nostalgic band for me. I listen to them every now and then, but when I was first getting into like the alternative scene, that wasn't just 21 Pilots, Panic at the Disco, and My Chemical Romance. It was Sum 41. So, and now seeing like, fuck, they're putting out their last album, and I haven't seen them live, which is like if they do a world tour, Virginia's probably not going to be on that list. Let's be honest. It's just like, fuck, guys, that fucking stinks. But I mean, it's fair and it's completely like it's valid for them to do that. Yeah, you've been doing this shit for a while. I believe it's also health complications that's happening. But yeah, it's just all that shit. Completely fair. Just sucks. I'm just over here sad a little bit, but I'll live. Great song. I loved it. They don't disappoint for me ever. So well done, guys.
Oh yeah.
Attila dropped a new single, F You Forever. Damn.
That's what I gotta say to you when you don't like Attila songs.
I'm just gonna I wasn't a big fan. Go ahead. Say what you want.
The song was pretty good. The singles, they're compounding now, so I'm hoping there's a full length in our future so that I can have Glory listen to a full length Attila album. Hopefully this one will be better than the last.
I'll be so happy.
Maybe she'll like the singles in the context of the album.
Honestly, there's a chance of that happening. If it fucking happens, I can't be too
I'm hoping
mad.
for a text on a Monday in the near future that is, Shane, I got a lot of making up to do.
Shane, I got a lot of apologies I gotta
make. Neck Deep dropped their new single, It Won't Be Like This Forever.
I really liked this track. I do like Neck Deep a lot. I don't know, just in contrast to the fucking Orange album, Blue Orange, I think it was Blue. Anything is better than that. But I also feel like maybe I just wasn't like musically developed then, I guess. Maybe I just need to fucking listen to it again.
It was definitely a more mature album. We were just talking about that with Blink-182. It was definitely a little bit more mature, a little bit more in the alt rock. So like I kind of want to go back and like give another spin now that like it's sat for a minute, because it almost feels like it was like an album that like was like ahead of the time just a little bit, and it's like isn't great when it first comes out because it's not what you're expecting, but then when you go back and listen to the discography, you're like, why did everybody not like this album?
Absolutely,
because when they play singles off that album, they go hard.
Exactly. It's like, wait a minute, what album is this from?
Yeah, like, wait a minute, I didn't like this album, but why am I shaking ass right now?
Exactly. What's going on?
So yeah, this song goes hard. Stoked for this full album to come out. Patiently waiting for the U.S. dates to be announced. I believe they were teasing actually tomorrow. I feel like there's a million bands teasing tour announcements tomorrow, and it could all just be this Neck Deep tour. I guess we're gonna find out.
Everyone ever is on Neck Deep tour.
Like I feel like there's been like 4 or 5 bands now that are like, Tuesday, watch this space, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna go broke.
Dude, it's gonna be a fucking massacre out there. Yeah, thankfully no one that I've seen is teasing.
I've seen Neck Deep, Meet Me at the Altar, Honey Revenge. Are the 3 bands that I can think of off the top of my head that have been teasing.
If Honey Revenge and Meet Me at the Altar did a little tour,
well, that's exactly what I'm thinking, because I know Meet Me at the Altar is like, what if we headlined again?
Yeah, I did see that. And they're like, "What? Where would you want to see us?" But I didn't think they were like teasing shit.
Yeah, if we did another headliner, and then Honey Revenge was like announcement tomorrow, because people, that they had their first sellout on this upcoming tour that they have, and people are like, "Oh, I wish you'd come to Virginia. I wish you'd come here." And then they're in the comments like, "Tomorrow, watch the space tomorrow."
I wish you'd come to Virginia.
They are coming to Virginia.
I know they are. I think I'm literally out of town when they come to Virginia. That would be the only reason why I'm not going.
Yeah.
It'll make me look at another tour poster that's gonna fucking break my heart.
It's November 13th.
I'm gonna be in California.
Yeah, it's a Monday. It's the Monday.
But I would like that tour. If they did that, oh my god, I would be there. I've meaning to see both of them for the longest time. So that'd be great. As long as it's not November 13th. I should be good. Well,
I don't think it would be November 13th because Honey Revenge will be on tour.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Knuckle Puck dropped a new single, Losing What We Love. Knuckle Puck, I love you.
Oh yeah. The song bangs. Another album coming out at the end of the month, 20 days away. I only know that because they just posted that.
You got all the countdowns just because people are posting it today.
Yeah, not a psychic or anything. They just posted it. But yeah, the album rocks, or not the album, the single rocks, and very, very excited to hear the full album soon in 20 days.
I wish. Yeah. There you
go. Taking Back Sunday dropped a new single, and Amphetamine Smiles.
There you go. Yep.
I got it. This song fucking bangs, and another album that comes out very soon. October.
Guys, come on, guys, just drop them now.
The song rocks, and I'm stoked to hear this full album. I know that you've got your preconceived notions based on the live performance and whatnot, but I'm hoping that the album reels you back in.
Yes. I've liked the last 2 tracks, counting this one, that they've put out for this album. So I have high hopes for this record. I don't know. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little excited, but I don't want to, get my hopes up.
I got pretty stoked after Sold.
Yeah, dude, that fucking song. I remember listening to it being like, that's so smart. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, it's easy, but it's smart, and no one's fucking. I love him. Until I Wake dropped a new single, Fool's Paradise. I had to rewrite this like 3 times because Fool's Gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, great song.
Yeah.
Great fucking song. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're cooking up over there, because the cover art is very close to the album's cover art, which we did speak to them about the record. But there's like we're 2 singles in now, and there's like no indication of what's coming next. So very curious to see what the band is doing next. But the song rocks. So can't complain about that. Young Culture and Daisy Grenade just dropped their new single Jesus, a collab that I did not think was going to happen, but I am pleasantly surprised by it. It goes pretty hard.
Absolutely. Fucking Alex, crazy as shit on this song. Calm down. But yeah, I can't really spray bottle him. This fucking song is amazing. I love it. Great combo. Never thought to put them together, but it works really well. I think it's a good song. I was gonna call it cute, but I don't know. It's a cute little song. I love it. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Don't sigh like that.
NSYNC dropped a new single, Better Place. I'm not an NSYNC fan. Sorry, I wasn't a big fan of this.
Well, you suck, because I've had this song on loop. I almost didn't put this song on the playlist because I was like, do we really have to talk about...
What made you do it?
Do we have to talk about the NSYNC song? Like, the pop we don't always cover. It's on a case-by-case basis. But I felt like it would be wrong of me to not include this song, considering the fact over the past 72 hours, I have turned our Twitter account into an NSYNC Stan account. I
did see that, and I was like, okay. Did you add it to the
No,
but
name? I should.
You should. You're on point at it right now.
So like, I felt like it would just be wrong, which is why it's tacked on to the end here, because it was tacked on to our playlist at the end. Because I was like, this would just be wrong. I've been spending a lot of time with this song. I am an NSYNC fan. I'm not a huge NSYNC fan because I got into them. It was pretty much like the Jonas Brothers, and then I was like, oh, the Jonas Brothers broke up, and I just like latched on to NSYNC for a little bit.
You had to find another little.
Yeah, so like I like their big singles, and I've got a couple of their albums on CD because that's what I listened to when I was 8. But I didn't really dive further than that. So like now that they're back in my mind. I've been, you know, slowly but surely digging into these old albums. I was doing it when I wasn't feeling well, but I was like, this is not a good idea because like I'm not in the mood to like digest new music. So definitely been spending more time with them. Been spending time with Justin's solo music as well.
Justin.
Future Sex Love Sounds has been my album of choice as of late. My mom got in the car on Wednesday and I was like, you want to listen to Justin Timberlake, Mom? And she goes, what? And I said, do you want to listen to Justin Timberlake? And she goes, not really. And I said, well, I've been listening to a lot of Justin Timberlake today, so we're going to listen to Justin Timberlake. And then we listened to Justin Timberlake. So very excited about that. You know, supposedly there's a new Justin Timberlake album coming next year and a tour to support that. So you're going to become a Justin Timberlake stan with me. Along with all of our viewers, we're all going to become Justin Timberlake stans this next year.
This is the only fucking thing. You know this fucking video? Wait, fuck. This is the only fucking thing that I've seen from Justin Timberlake. So every time, dude, when I saw NSYNC, and then I saw Justin Timberlake, I didn't know Justin Timberlake was in NSYNC. That's how disconnected I am. You had to tell me that. I was like, oh, okay. Fucking Timberlake. That's fucking crazy. I do love him just a little bit for that because during quarantine, I was obsessed with that video. Like I would just quote it just nonstop during fucking quarantine. I listen to it if you put it on the playlist.
And you're going to become a fan of it because it's going to be great, I'm sure. Unless it's like his last album, I don't know. But
last album was not a hit.
No, patiently waiting to see what NSYNC does next. Like obviously with Justin's plans for 2024, that pushes what could be any possible plans because NSYNC isn't like saying no, but they're not saying yes to like an album, a tour, yada yada yada.
They're probably gonna do that.
Yeah, the response to this has been bigger than I think anybody would have expected. But I am in the boat. I am in the conspiracy theory group that they will be announced on Jingle Ball. And if
Big Time Rush Core, huh?
And if they are, I will pay any amount of money to be there.
I know you will, man.
To see NSYNC perform for 15 minutes because I did it with Big Time Rush and I wasn't even a fan of Big Time Rush at the time.
No, you weren't. But it seems like they're probably gonna fucking do the Big Time Rush approach where they come back with a song, call it like I see it, fucking Better Place. They do Jingle Ball, they see what it's like, and then they book a fucking tour.
Yeah, but Big Time Rush had the two shows. They had Chicago and New York. So the only reason why Sam and I wound up going to Jingle Ball is because we didn't get the New York tickets, and I was like, this is a good substitute because they're going to be in Philly and it's not sold out yet, so let's go. But yeah, I'm hoping they take the Big Time Rush approach and they like dip their toes back in with like a 15-minute set at Jingle Ball, and I'll be there because just because Jingle Ball lineup is announced doesn't mean that is everyone that's performing because
exactly
they announce people.
You know who's playing?
Big Time Rush is doing it for the third year in a row.
Yeah, of course they fucking are. Get out of here! Get out of here!
Olivia Rodrigo is doing a couple like the big cities, New York, LA. Melanie Martinez, Sabrina Carpenter.
I do love Sabrina.
I feel like I saw SZA on there for a couple of shows.
That would make sense. I'm pretty sure that sounds right. Yeah, I think I saw that as well. That's a good lineup.
Yeah,
pretty solid.
One Republic is on there.
Fuck? Aren't they like 2015 core?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Sorry, that's really mean. But sorry.
The New York City show, which is like the big one. Olivia Rodrigo, SZA, One Republic, Sabrina Carpenter, Jelly Roll, Big Time Rush, Doechii, Benetonics, David Kushner.
Oh yeah.
And Melanie Martinez.
That is a crazy fucking lineup.
David is the only one I haven't heard of on that.
David Kushner. It sounds very familiar.
Yeah. Usher is performing in Philly. You know, Super Bowl halftime. Usher.
Yeah, Usher. I don't have anything against Usher. I don't think.
I don't have anything against him either. It's just crazy that he's the one doing the Super Bowl halftime show because I honestly haven't thought of him since in 2006.
And people are like, no, he has a strong catalog, but it's like he hasn't been like prominent in pop culture in a while.
Since
so it's kind of strange. Since fucking yeah. So it's like I expected like fucking God, as much as I wouldn't want it, like fucking Drake. You know, someone that's like fucking front and center. But I guess, hey man.
I was hoping for NSYNC, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's literally just
or Justin Timberlake doing it for the third time.
Fucking get that man out of here. Get that man. I'm done. I'm not.
He did. No, it would be his fourth time because he did it with NSYNC. He did it with Janet Jackson and ruined Janet Jackson's career. Did it himself.
For fucking whatever fucking reason. I'm mad at him for that. I'm still fucking mad at him for that.
That was crazy. I went down that rabbit hole. I was like, I gotta. Yeah. But this has been the NSYNC segment. I'm sorry. This is where my brain is at now. Yeah. But that is all the topics we have today. You can follow us on Twitter. It's Good Noise _cast. Instagram is Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. YouTube is Good Noise Podcast. Every audio streaming service ever. Guess what? Good Noise Podcast. Bandcamp is Good Noise Records.bandcamp.com, and Patreon is patreon.com/Good Noise Podcast. Gloria's got your Patreon supporters, your Twitch subs, and your important plugs, and then we're going to sign off.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters, my brother, my uncle, Matt from Pulses, Jeremy, Brady, Zari, and Eric. And thank you to our Twitch subs, Coaster Lover, Buzz Lightskin, Matt again from Pulses. Thank you, Matt, Sam, and Zari.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. I'm falling asleep just a little bit. The important plugs: Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, trans rights are human rights, be a decent person, be respectful of people, yeah, just be a good person.
Oh yeah. Well, that is all we have today. I've been Shane.
I've been Gloria.
And we have been the Good Noise Podcast. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.